We are here. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry about the lateness. I was eating my tea and I hadn't finished my tea on time, so I'm here. It was rather late, but we're here. We're not going to do particularly long this live stream, but we're going to do about an hour. And there was this funny thing. Where's our man of the hour? Well, he's here now, Pamela. He's now here. Hello to Sir Pamela, Celestial Dancers, Aussie Queen Jess, Harriet, our Tricky Havoc, Jodie, darling, hello, darling little Jodie, hello, and hello to Elspie. We are expecting snow in New York City again this weekend, my word. Hello to Andrea, happy birthday, darling, which you share with your son. Oh, happy birthday, darling. Happy birthday to your son. Now, and apparently, Andrea, it's 1964, so that makes you 62. So happy 62nd birthday to our sweet darling lady, Andrea. And happy birthday to your son. How old is your son, Andrea? If you don't mind me asking, how old is he? And wait a moment. Let's give it up for darling Andrea. Okay. Happy birthday to darling Andrea. It's a pleasure, darling. 33? Oh gosh, he's older than me. My word, he's certainly older than me. Well, I hope your son's doing well and he's thriving in whatever it is he's gotten up to. He must, one thing I will say, Andrea, he's lucky to have a mum like you. He is certainly very lucky to have a mum like you. If I was your son, Andrea, I can't begin to tell you how much you'd be wildly loved by me. You would almost certainly be wildly loved by me if I was your son. So very happy birthday and very many happy returns for yourself on your 62nd and your son on his 33rd birthday. Yes, happy birthday to Andrea and her son. Oh, yes. And also, I need to say something. Hello, darling. Hello, my lady. Greetings from snowy Great Lakes. I got your comment on Valentine's, and you said you spent the day with your grandson. Nice way to spend Valentine's Day, I must admit. I sadly don't have any dates, so I didn't really do a lot other than go for a nice walk. But I was like, the time's going to have to come, because, to tell oneself of things. I know it was almost a good week ago now, but I'm acutely aware that, the love of my life, or my sweet darling girl, could walk into my life any day now. But I don't know why it doesn't concern me. I'm not afraid of it. I have that feeling that once my sweet darling girl walks into my life, I'm going to be all right. Hi, darling. Hello, Lee. Hello, and lots of love and big hugs to you always. Hello. Hello to you from the Netherlands. And Lee, I was meaning to say this to you. I have a lot of respect for you for what you did in the police work, especially when you were a detective and all those traumatic sites of crime scenes that were very traumatic. You'd had investigations to and witnessed, and these investigative reports you had put out on it and all the rest of it. So well done for all that you did in the police force, especially when you're a detective. Well done. And also, Lee, I do apologize for mocking your people, the Dutch people, about being the world's tallest nation. I wasn't trying to mock, I was only trying to point out some factual evidence. And it was never meant to be done in the form of mocking or discriminatory. Hi, Hailey. Hello, darling. Nice to see you. I think being in law enforcement would be very difficult. I completely agree, Pamela. Yes, I can only imagine. You've always loved your visits to the Netherlands. How nice learning so, Aspie. You just have to live life and be happy, and it will come when I know, yes, because like I said, it could happen any day now when I least expect it. That was my philosophical point. Oh, Harriet. That was very, very nice. Thank you for your kindness towards Heidi. Thank you. Always a big, delightful, strong hello to you always. But one more thing, thank you, Lee. Thank you for saying I'm such a lovely man. I mean, don't you know just how much of a lovely lady you truly are? You are just lovely in every way. Hi, Bella. Hello to you. Hello to Bella over in Houston, in Texas. Hello. Thank you, Celestial Dances, Andrea, Aspie, Harriet, Jody, our sweet Aussie Queen Jess. Thank you for your kindness towards Bella. Yes, we had missed you highly. Hoping you're okay, darling. Hoping you're okay. And we've got about a 15th viewer in here, and I wonder who he or she will be. I have a great... Oh, we've jumped the viewers, but that's least the attention. What's most important is representing all of you and being kind to all of you. Now, Bella, I need to let you know of something. Cheeky Havoc is Harriet. Just to let you know. Cheeky Havoc is Harriet. And hi, Leah. Hello, my lady. Hello to you. Oh, ears. Why is it so itchy? I don't even have the hairs growing through it yet. Might sound a bit crude saying that, but ouch, itchy ear. But hello to you, Leah. Hoping yourself, your dear mother, your stepfather, and your father is okay, especially the one who likes motorbiking everywhere and all that. It's always a pleasure, Bella. It's always a pleasure. Mostly fish meals, Lee. I'm eat more fish than I do with meat. I mean, I have had some meat earlier today, but I don't eat it that often. I had a meat meal today, but mostly I eat fish and white meat. That is. No, it's certainly great to see Bella in the chat too, Aspie. I certainly agree. I hope I'm not missing anyone. And now there's something I need to talk about. Very strangely, whilst I was running late for the live, I was trying to put into the chat, sorry I'm late, blah, 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 blah. YouTube was trying to block. YouTube stopped me from putting the comments in saying that it was spam, and all I was putting in was trying to justify why I was late. It wouldn't show up because even when I put it in, YouTube just got rid of it and claimed it was spam. What on earth? What on earth? Spam, when I'm only trying to let people know, sorry I'm late, this happened, that happened because I was eating my meal. That got me accidentally over time. Unusual and unbelievable. Is it the woke police that stopped me? Or who? I bloody don't know. Not really, no. I don't like red hot spice. I only like mild spice, but certainly not the drug spice. I would never touch that. I would certainly never touch the drug spice. Ever think of being a tour guide at the museum? Not a bad idea, my lady. Certainly not a bad idea. And hello to Dawn Marie. Hello, darling. Happy birthday from the 18th of February. But one thing I need to say, and I need to certainly say this to the mods, even though I did say it in the mod room. I know I said it in the mod room to the mods. Once again, thank you. Thank you for kindly moderating on the live stream that I did on Wednesday on the anniversary of my late grandfather's death. Yeah, I think that's probably right, Aspie. I think that they're fiddling around with the AI stuff. Yes, I think that's what they're doing. It's a funny name and a good name, isn't it? I'd make an excellent tour guide. People would love my company. Oh, thank you. You know, but to explain, really, I don't not just saying thank you just for the sake of it. I mean, I truly mean it. You know, because especially another reason why I'm not only thankful to my mods, but to all of you who partook in the live stream that I did on the anniversary of my late grandfather Edmund's death. Why I said it was tougher this year than, say, 2023, 2024, 2025, I've since overcame the loss of my wonderful late grandfather. And of course, as you know, I had a few other troubling circumstances that piled on after that, for which I'd since overcame, but it really took time. You know, I mean, it took time to fully overcome the loss. I was okay by early and the other troubles to be at peace with by 2023. It was why it was tougher, because of a terrible realization I'd learned about my grandmother. And that was certainly very greatly subduing, I must admit. So really, I do not take lightly to the fact, to all of you, for partaking in the live. I'm extremely thankful in every way. Thank you, Harriet. It was tougher this year because of the terrible realization I'd learned of my grandmother, which I'd only just knew or learned by 2025. My mother knew about this years beforehand. My mother knew about it years ago. So yes, weekend to myself. Daughter is going away for youth leaders conference. Is she? So I didn't know your daughter works for a youth group. If she does, I hope she does well with it. I hope she does well with the youth group. And I'm guessing you're missing your hugs from your daughter. Well, from both daughters, I would imagine, because they looked rather cuddly. That's another story, and I won't go too far in depth. Hi, Anne. Hello, my lady. Hello. John Marie, yes, I'm sorry I was so late. My niece had a baby girl on the 18th of February. She's called Clara. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations to your niece. I certainly will, Lee. You have a fantastic weekend as well. And you too, Lee, are loved as well. Nice big hugs and lots of love, darling. A nice big hug, darling. You have a fantastic weekend too. Oh, thank you, Bella. Thank you, my darling lady. Thank you for your kindness towards Anne. And our hanging laundry, who's in the chat, she was recently inspired around about the fall of 2025. She was inspired to go to a classic car show. Well, all I will say is good luck for when you go. Because I can tell you, going to a classic car show steam rally events, all those kinds of things, or model rail shows and so forth, you would never regret going. I mean, I've never regretted going to them. Never have I once regretted it. Lots of love, hugs and kisses always. Yes, soon. Of course. And, oh, sorry, I'm a little quiet. It's certainly a pleasure, my darling. That was my sign-up name on YouTube. They've just decided to use it. Prayers for cousin ill. Explain in Discord. No trouble. Sometimes I do, but it's really if I've got time, Harriet. It really depends on time during the summer. Now, yes, just to let all of you know, we've got a presentation about to happen, and without further ado, it will be, without further ado, it will be time to do it, and time to show. Okay. Right, the presentation we're doing is one about the Dennis Trident buses. The Dennis Trident was one of the most recognizable double-decker bus chassis used in the UK from the late 1990s through the 2000s. Built by Dennis Specialist Vehicles, which later became part of Alexander Dennis, the Trident became a backbone of urban bus fleets across Britain, particularly London. It is especially well known for forming the basis of the iconic Alexander Dennis Enviro 400, which replaced it in the mid-2000s. The Dennis Trident was introduced in 1998 as a successor to the earlier Dennis Dragon and aimed to compete with the other low-floor double-deck designs entering the market at the time. There are two main versions: Trident 2, standard length version, most common in London and major cities; Trident 3, longer triaxle version for higher capacity routes. The Trident was a low-floor double-decker chassis, meaning it provided step-free access at the front entrance, a major accessibility improvement over older buses like the Route Master. Bodywork options: the Trident was a chassis, meaning operators could choose different body manufacturers. Popular body types included Plaxton Present, Alexander ALX 400, East Lancs Loyen, East Lancs Millennium. This flexibility made it extremely popular with operators. Technical specifications: typical Trident 2. The engine: Cummins diesel, transmission, Voith or ZF automatic, length around 10 to 10.6 meters, seating typically 70 to 90 passengers, low floor front access, Euro 2, Euro 3 emissions, later models cleaner. The Trident 3 was longer, around 11.4 meters, and included a third axle for stability and additional capacity. But the London and UK service, the Dennis Trident became one of the most common double-deckers in London in the early 2000s, operated by companies such as Arriva London, Stagecoach London, Go Ahead London. Outside London, Tridents operated across in the past Manchester, Birmingham, Brighton. I remember seeing some of those in Brighton during childhood, Bristol, Cardiff, many other towns and cities. They were especially common on busy urban corridors before hybrid buses became widespread. Role in accessibility and modernization, the Trident played an important transitional role, helped replace step entrance buses, supported wheelchair accessibility improvements, modernized fleet image in the early 2000s, introduced more comfortable interiors, and improved ride quality. For many people in the UK, especially those who grew up in the early 2000s, the Trident represents the standard London bus before hybrids arrived, but the decline and replacement. By the late 2000s, the Trident was gradually replaced by the more integrated and modern Alexander Dennis Enviro 400, which offered improved fuel efficiency, better emissions compliance, Euro 4, 5, and 6, updated styling, stronger structural design. Production of the Trident effectively ended in the mid-2000s as the Enviro 400 took over. And its legacy for Dennis Tridents, although many have now been withdrawn, Dennis Tridents remain in preservation. Some operate in some regions, especially as school or secondary fleet buses, have been exported abroad, are remembered fondly by enthusiasts. They represent a key era in UK bus modernization between the Routemaster generation and today's hybrid and electric fleets. The Dennis Trident was a crucial step in low-floor double-decker development, a dominant force in London bus fleets during the 2000s, a bridge between traditional diesel fleets and modern hybrid electric buses. For transport enthusiasts, the Trident remains one of the defining British buses of the early 20th century. That was a presentation on the Dennis Trident buses. I'm old, I remember blue and green buses. Hi, Mandy. Hello, hello, hello to you. Oh, I didn't see darling Wanda. Well, hello, darling. Hello, my darling Wanda. Hello, and nice big hugs to you, my sweet darling lady. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Blacksmith. Hello, Blacksmith, and hello to Basil. Really like the picture, and I sometimes can't stop looking at it. Those were buses, Pamela, that used to be around. You'd see a lot of them, and they were very identifiable during my childhood. You saw a lot of them in Brighton, London. No, you would see you'd see a lot of them back in the 2000s, certainly during the 2010s. Call me an old softy, but I always loved the Routemaster, as does I. I love Routemasters too. Thank goodness for bus rallies that run them, and I always ride a Routemaster every time I go to a bus rally. Always, without question, as well as certainly seeing them. I couldn't agree with you more, Pamela. I certainly couldn't agree with you more. Yes, yes. Oh, Wanda, you are so sweet. Thank you for your friendliness towards all. And thank you, Marie, for your friendliness towards Wanda. Thank you, Aspie, and thank you, Wanda, for your kindness towards one another. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you, thank you. Oh, good evening, Bill. Long time no see. It's certainly nice to hear from you. I will still always love the Routemaster. No, same. I'll always love the Routemaster too, despite not growing up with it. Bad luck. Oh. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Hi to you all with excitement. Always excitement to have you. Thank you, Bella. Apologies. You take care, lovely Aussie Queen Jess. Thank you highly for your endorsement. Thank you. Yes, I know. Yeah. Sad some buses are retired. The Danish Tridents are not completely retired. Some have been exported abroad. Some work with other bus companies that need them most. But you don't see them in urban areas now. Not since about the late 2010s. I mean, they went from my home region around about the mid 2010s, something like that. Pleasure, Bella. Certainly a pleasure. Oh, thank you, Domary. Thank you. I am very me to be reminiscing about old vehicles. I remember. Yes, no, I do reminisce about a lot of the old buses. I really do. I'm fondly reminiscent a lot of the older buses and the older trains that have retired, that sort of thing. Right. I rode a double decker in London in 1979. Wonder what models those were. They were older. Yes, Wanda, they do. They would almost certainly repaint them in a different colour, especially if it's sold off to another bus company, a sold bus. Yes, they would. Some, if they're preserved, sometimes they keep them in the livery, or sometimes they repaint. That's how it goes. It's so warm here. Really, your turtles have come out of hibernation. Yeah. Well, it shows you spring is on its way. Ah, yeah. Spring is on the way. Da-da-da. We're nowhere near spring yet. Still cold. And yet I'm planning an outing tomorrow. But I've just got to be careful not to get cold. I certainly need to be careful not to get too cold. I adore turtles too. I certainly adore turtles. Spring, summer are my favorites. The one I do not like is um I do not like winter. I really don't like winter. Too cold. Because I think, as you know, or both of us can't bear the cold. Especially with one being absolutely petite to the point of being skinny shamed, and one who's a reasonably skinny but proportioned. And yet the cold just does not agree with me. Minus 32. Or minus 15. Oh my word, that's bloody cold. It can depend where it is, Pamela. Really depends. Depends if they're preserved or if they've been sold used for another company as training as as a touring bus. They sometimes use them for training buses, but it really depends. My dear mother's doing okay, thank you, Bill. My dear mother's doing okay. There was a children's TV show in the 70s about children that had a double-decker bus for a clubhouse. You loved it. Interesting. You've had turtles. You've had Eastern box turtles for 16 years. I don't know how old they were when I rescued them. They had crushed shells from cows. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible, Pamela. That's awful. That cows stepped on the shells and to the point of crackles. Awful. Someone here has a turtle, has turned a double-decker bus into a pub. Wow. Fascinating. Oh, hope you're okay, darling Mandy. And also, darling Mandy, please do give my regards to Tom and Isla, the grandchildren. I know I gave them a shout out at first, but do give my regards. And certainly hello to you too, Tom and Isla. Hello once again. Your grandmother thinks fondly of you, and she loves you more than anything. Never forget that, young children. Your dear grandmother Mandy loves you fondly. I didn't hear about it, no. Thank you for letting me know about it. Thank you. I wasn't aware of it, no. Afraid not. No. Would be nice to see your turtles. Well, Bella, since you two are both Texas-based, I think Pamela would happily show you her turtles. We have a few single-deckers in tiny houses or cafes at festivals. Oh, wow. That's fascinating. Wanda, darling, my great-uncle bought an older double-decker bus and turned it into a mini home on wheels. He was in North Carolina at the time. He did not exchange it much, except use the upper deck for sleeping bunks. And fascinating. Now, if you don't mind me asking, Wanda, was this a great-uncle on your mother's side or your great-uncle on your father's side of the family? My apologies if it was a too personal question, but how very fascinating. This certainly does come of interest to me, learning about, not just your great uncle, but anyone who can convert double-decker buses into mini homes on wheels. This overall does fascinate me greatly, and I do truly mean that with strong conviction when sharing this. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Wanda, for sharing this very interesting story of yours. How deeply interesting. And I have to say, Wanda, you're making my day. No, really, Wanda, I mean it. You're making my day. Oh, you've got to go. Ta-ta for now, Aspie. Give my regards to Oscar, won't you? No, Wanda, you're truly making my day, because on Wednesday it marked the anniversary. On Wednesday, it marked the anniversary of my late grandfather's death. Just to let you know, it's generally gotten easier over the years because it's very hard the first year or two, but then it gets easier over time, even though it's a day of remembrance on the day, but never forgetting the legacy and the fond memories. It was tougher this year. I'm really sorry to tell you, Wanda, but during last year, in 2025, there was a terrible realization I learned about my grandmother Anne. That was the one who was married to Edmund. There was a terrible realization I learned about her during 2025. I won't say what it is, the reason, but all I can say is there was a terrible realization I learned. And that was why it was tougher this year, the loss of my late grandfather. So, but very interesting story. Thank you for sharing. Kevin, it's Kebby. It's Kebby who's on, not Kevin. Oh, Andrea. Hi, Kebby. Hello, darling. Hello to you. No, I had a pork chop, actually. Meat pork chop with 2 veg. So I had meat and 2 veg for tea tonight, but I'll likely have fish tomorrow. Did you see the show that has found some of the original carriages from the Orient Express? They're using them and making copies for a new working train. How fascinating. I can imagine it's amazing. I can imagine. Oh, on your darling mother's side. Uncle Herbert, he got it 1963. Fascinating. Thank you, Wanda, thank you. No, yes, I remember you saying your grandfather was your best friend. No, I have since. It took a while because after my grandfather died, Wanda, I got hit with 3 other troubling circumstances the very same year he died that actually complicated my grief. It completely complicated it to the point where it shattered me and broke me emotionally. That was when David came in. And after what David got me into, the classic car rallies, steam rallies, increased bus rallies, historic commercial events, all that, that was what got me back on the horse. It took time. I didn't heal straight away, but slowly but surely, after my first time at Tinker's Park, I began to steadily heal, but was healed within about just under 18 months after the first time I went to Tinker's Park the first time. So, yes. Think everyone here understands loss and grief. I couldn't agree with you more, Jodie. I understand it very greatly, as much as any of you, because of going through it myself, did my family too. You know, but why it was tougher this year, Wanda, was because of the terrible realization I learned about my grandmother Anne. And it subdued me when the realization came to light. It's not something I take at all lightly. It really subdued me, the realization. My mods know about it, but they're not going to say it publicly. But my mods know about the terrible realization about my grandmother. And it was very, very subduing when the realization came to light. Very subduing. Thank you, Andrea. I'm very happy I have him in my life. So thank you. Thank you for your endorsement and support, especially towards David. Thank you. Celestial Quell from Arch. Oh, Kebby, that's silly. But funny. Have I been to Mash? No. No, Mandy, no. Yes. Wanda can watch. Yes, there's a replay of it. I have a replay of the live stream I did in Ode and in remembrance of my late grandfather. So, yes, you can always watch the replay if you want to. But Masham, right, wait a moment. Mandy was asking me about a place I'd know completely nothing about. Masham. No. I've never been to Masham. No, I'm afraid not. It's a 5-hour drive from Brighton. Don't know how long by train. But do they have a railway station? I know they've got Red Car railway station, but Masham. Oh my bloody God, Masham. Masham. No station for Masham. Hard to get to. Bloody awful. Inconvenience. I lost 5 close relatives in less than 5 months. When my grandfather died, I quit talking for 2 years. Oh, my word. Elderly are precious gems and great knowledge. Couldn't agree with you more. No, I'm afraid not. Yes, let's get to a happy show, and Pamela's looking for it, and let's keep her commitment. Yeah. No, but I am really sorry, Wanda, about your paternal grandmother. I mean, the narcissist, the malignant, violent narcissist. So sorry about her. I mean, what she did to you was completely unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. You know, to slap you right round the face to the point of falling over and having a fractured skull and a broken nose to it. That's bloody unforgivable. No, but hoping you're okay. You are okay in the end, my darling. Yes, but thank you. Thank you for your kindness towards Wanda. But we do need to move on from the talk of our late elderly relatives, and we need to move on to a nice show. A lovely show. I'm trying to come up with one, but once I've come up with one, all of you will know about it. And some of you I know have already heard this, but apparently aliens exist. Oh my word. It was in the news. Aliens exist. Right, alien. Oh, alien flies. Oh, wow. Oh, there's a lot of rumors about it. Oh, gosh. Very unusual. You know? Hi, darling. Hello, Debs. Hello, Debs. Hello, hello, hello to you. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Celestial Dancers. Hanging Laundry. Bella. Harriet. Thank you for your kindness towards Debs. Hello, Debs. Oh, and oh, and some of you hadn't heard. I know some of you already heard this, but I have to play this to all of you.
I think we'll go along. We'll go along to the fort. I think, if that's all right.
Go to the fort.
That was my late grandfather's voice. That was him. That was my late grandfather's voice. My late grandfather Edmund. I mean, can you imagine that? Yeah, I can't make this stuff up. No, you can't. But we'll need to wait and find out if there is really alien life. We'll wait and find out. That's all I would ever say. That was my late grandfather's voice, Debs. Yes, that was his voice. That was what he sounded like. I mean, I'll never forget that voice. I'll completely never, never, never forget that voice. No, oh, but Debs, I mean, it was the anniversary of his death on Wednesday, but unfortunately, there was a terrible realization. I learned about my grandmother during 2025. It really subdued me once the realization hit reality. It really, really subdued me. You know, because, I mean, my mother realized this a long time before I did, but it really subdued me, the realization. I won't say it publicly, but it subdued me. The aliens are coming to get me so I can be amongst my own. Once they find me, they won't be back. Thank you, Bella. Thank you. No, my grandfather had a wonderful voice. I mean, it was a completely unforgettable voice. I completely agree. I do not think you're arrogant. I do not think you're arrogant about it. Yes, no, it's always entirely plausible, but do be assured I'm not trying to doubt one's belief on that or one's opinion, because there's such to it, and if there's such to it and it's proven to be real, it will prove people are right about aliens or extraterrestrial life. I can assure oneself of that. Oh, my cat is named Baby Boss Cat. I just discovered there's a chain of highbrow restaurants called Bisong About. Bossman Oscat's daddy used to sing her. What did he used to sing? That's where you've stopped a moment ago, Kevin. You didn't even finish the sentence. Aliens will be well and truly hiding from us. Who would want to come here? Yeah, I hope they're not too frightened of us. I have the heart of a Klingon warrior. My Wanda, yes, darling. Okay, you've got a story, darling. My grandfather used to tell the most scary stories, only when my grandmother was not home. I have tapes of my grandfather talking about the old days. I have the originals, but also on digital drives. Oh, how fascinating. How very, very fascinating, Wanda. Thank you for sharing. I mean, I have an archive that was just recent archival voice recording of my late grandfather that I found. That was from 12 years ago. Nearly 12 years, actually 2014 was the archival voice. So a long time ago, that one was. Honestly, I truly cherish that archival recording. Da, 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 da.
I think we'll go along
Yeah,
to
nice.
we'll go along to the fort, I think, if that's all right.
I'll never forget that voice. I'll certainly never forget that voice. I'm so adorable. Hello to Vida Goddess. Hello, hello, hello to you. Thank you for saying I'm adorable. Certainly is that most kind of you to have said so. Thank you. Harriet, I ordered a pizza the other day, left the lid open, came back and Alice was warming her backside on it, sat on top of it. Oh, my word. Oh, I sound like him. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you. No, thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you. It's nice to done that. No, it was slightly different. I don't think he sounded entirely like me, but thank you for sharing your opinion all the same. I'm happy I've got this archival voice recording. You know, it's a voice like no other that I'd ever heard, which I used to hear on and off whenever seeing him until he died. Nothing could ever replace his voice. Nothing.
I think we'll go along
Yeah,
to
nice.
we'll go along to the fort, I think, if that's all right.
Nothing could replace this kind of voice. Absolutely nothing. Cheeky Havoc is Harriet, just to let you know, Kebby. Harriet is Cheeky Havoc. She's too cute. I can't get upset with Alice. No, Alice is lovely. Isn't she the loving one? I know. I'm just so sorry about Willa. So sorry about the death of Willa. But at least you've got Alice, which is the main thing. Having once lost everything in a flood many years ago, stuff don't mean the same to you. Oh, that is just disappointing. Things don't mean the same to you anymore, just people. Oh. You can clearly hear it. Yes, I know. I certainly agree with you on that. Now, he had a pure English accent. It was a pure traditional British English accent. What my late grandfather had, pure British. That's how you describe him. I mean, I'm British, but with some foreign ancestral blood, which is very exotic ancestral blood, you know, because my grandmother, well, that's the one who was married to Edmund. Well, it's such a shame about learning the terrible realization of her last year. Such a real shame. Her grandmother, my paternal late grandmother, what my paternal late great-great-grandmother. I think she came from Italy, according to my grandmother. My late great-great-grandmother was Italian, and so I've very partially got a little bit of Italian ancestral blood. However, what I have more of in me regarding foreign ancestral blood, only a very partial amount of it is Italian, but most of it is Caribbean. Because my late grandfather, my mother's father, he came from Jamaica back in the 1950s, so I've got more Caribbean ancestral blood and a very partial amount of European Italian ancestral blood. So I've got a exotic mix of foreign ancestral DNA bloods. Oh, I don't know my full DNA. I need to get my full DNA checked. I think it would almost certainly show a certain percentage of Italian in me, but without a doubt a higher percentage of Caribbean ancestral ancestral blood, because of course my mother is half Caribbean, as many of you know. You know, because well, my mother's darker skinned than I. She's biracial, as all of you know. So yes, but I agree with you clearly on that, Wanda. If you heard my grandfather, you would clearly hear his English accent. I have met there are loads of Italian dishes I love, Harriet. Oh, Italian food. I sometimes just cannot get enough of eating a nice Italian dish. A nice Italian meal. I could truly cannot get enough of them. Yes. Celestial, you're amazingly lucky. My whole family. Oh, what's going on? Imagine walking up to see your electrics buzzing because the water had got to it. I am lucky to be here. Thank you, Veda Goddess. Thank you. I certainly do. Yes. I said my mother. I wasn't trying to say my mother. I was saying my mother. No, I wasn't trying to say anything Yorkshire. No, certainly not. Don't worry. No. And also, happy birthday to Lisa Perch. It's been a while since she was last here, but hoping the darling lady's all right. She has the same birthday as Dawn Marie. Fancy that. No, but I needed to get back to that. No, the final part, that, you know, things and stuff don't mean the same to celestial dances anymore. Just, it's quietly disappointing because some stuff are very valuable things to have ownership of. And it's quietly disappointing when they have no meaning to somebody. I saw a video about how to speak Yorkshire. It was fun. Could you send it to me? If you send it to my friends or my mods, could you please send it to me? Because I'd like to watch it. I love pasta. Yes, I know you do love your pasta, don't you? I know you have broccoli and pasta, don't you? I remember once on a live, you said, I'm having broccoli and pasta. I'm desperate to just gain some weight. I remember that. No, I do remember you saying you love pasta. No, but if you don't mind me asking you, Andrea, was your son ever skinny shamed like yourself, or was it just you? Sorry if it was a bad question. And yes, and on the subject of skinny shaming or body shaming in any shape or form, Andrea's sentiment to that is two wrongs don't make a right. And if you don't mind me asking, I'm sorry if I know I already asked, but I was just curious to know, Andrea. I was just curious to know if your son has ever been skinny shamed. I watched a live on how to speak British. Like a Brit. Maybe, Foxy, you'll find it there. Just you, not your son. Only you who got skinny shamed. Just you. Oh, gosh. Honestly, would have thought your son got your skinny build from you. I honestly thought he would have inherited it from you, but gosh, only you that got skinny shamed, not him. Oh, gosh. That's not fun. Italian food is your absolute favourite. Is it really, Pamela? Well, Pamela, if I'm in Texas, we'll have to have an Italian meal. Honestly, I cannot get enough of eating a nice Italian meal, but very fascinating learning that Italian is your favourite. You get skinny shamed for your tiny mouth all the time. Going to pack me in your assorted luggage bags where you could. Well, I think you would be able to fit into a luggage bag back when you weighed 100 pounds, Jodie. You probably could. This shame business was unheard of growing up unless you were obese. No, I think it was around about the 1980s, 1990s, which was when body shaming got very bad, and certainly 2000s. I think that was when it was a big thing, body shaming. Not talking on an individual sense, I'm talking about amongst celebrities and stars and all that. It is sad. No, I couldn't agree with you more, Wanda. I know. It really is truly devastating, especially when they're valuable stuff that you could lose in a flood. My older sister could not gain any weight, no matter how much or what she ate. It made me angry at all the teasing she went through. Oh no. Oh, that's not fun. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so, Jodie. I will cook you my famous lasagna. Well, for when I'm over in Texas on your ranch, Pamela, I'll have it. I'll certainly have it. Posted video on the Discord. Thank you, Celestial Dances. Yes, keep it cheerful. Listen to Pamela. She's one of my most respectable mods, and please listen to my mods. Yes. Absolutely listen to them. Especially Jodie, the head mod. Do not mess with the head mod, Jodie, or any of my mods. Jodie especially. Because if you mess with them, you are in trouble. But getting to that, Wanda, Jodie went through the same thing until she was about either 61 or 62. She could just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and not gain any weight. She could potentially eat people under the table. And her late younger son, only a 6'3" and 148-pound man, she said, despite being so tall and very, very skinny, he just eat you under the table without exception and with little to no effort. I remembered her openly sharing this with me. You know, a 6'3" and 148-pound man could eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, not gain a single pound. But what your sister went through teasing, that wouldn't be teasing what she went through, Wanda. It would have far more than likely been skinny shaming. If it was something that goes beyond teasing, it would more likely be skinny shaming. I could imagine how angry you felt, because if it knocked her confidence or made her very upset, the skinny shaming, I could imagine just how angry you felt for your sister in her defense. You know, if she was my sister, or if I'd known her as my relative, I'd give her a nice big hug and say, "Oh, you poor lady. You don't deserve to be skinny shamed. Come here, give us a nice big hug." Aww. I would do that. I can imagine. My hubby does a great lasagna, traditional and also curried. lasagna. Curried. I'm not so keen on curried lasagna, but the real Italian traditional lasagna I'm very into. Oh, Andrea, that was very, very nice. Thank you. It's a funny story to look back on, isn't it, Jody? Funny story. Oh, thank you. We had Blacksmith on in here a moment ago, but he seems okay. Curried lasagna. I'm not into curried lasagna. I love Jody and her noble mascot. The noble mascot, Kebby. Rita was is my baby, and she is noble for sure, isn't she? Just you was as thin as a rail growing up. So was I. So was I, Kebby. I was thin as a rail, and I was thin as a rail even through my teenage years. I never really filled out until I was 20, and I've been thinly built all my life, Kebby. Just to let you know, I've never been big. I've never been a big person. I mean, despite filling out at 20, and another part of filling out was a serious reason, I think only about £10 out of the over £20 was natural filling out. But yes, but like you when growing up, I was thin as a rail, but your best friend was the obese girl. After that, I was petite. Oh, wow. Oh, your son just phoned you, Blacksmith. Hope he was all right. What a size 2 when you were married. Oh, tiny. But aren't you quite short, Kebby, if you don't mind me asking? I think you said you're about 5 feet, aren't you? Because I know you're fairly tiny. You know, because I think you said you're shorter than I. I'll have to look it up. Sausage and... I wouldn't have sausage in lasagna. No, I'm afraid not. No. I wouldn't do curried lasagna, but if you like it, Celestial Dances, well, that's good for you. Yes, I know you were children size 14 till you were 62. I know, Jody. Yes, I know that. You told me this before. Yes, you filled out a lot later than I did. Yes. Yes, they are. They're merely a vessel for our souls, true. Temporary vessels, but they are. And Pamela's right, yes. But we've got to finish things off, so any body shaming, my sincerest apologies. But thank you all most kindly, sincerely for watching. Please let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments down below. But one more bit of news before we finish. I got in touch with 2 people who I'm hoping to podcast interview. But the bad news is, though the good news I heard from one, but the bad news is I don't think I'll be able to interview him in February. But we are going to do it eventually, but it's going to take much discussion before we go ahead with it, because he's normally very proactively careful when it comes to doing interviews with people. With the person who I emailed, who I was hoping to interview next week, I don't think we're going to do it next week, but we are, however, going to do it in the future. But we're going to have to do a lot of discussions. It's going to take much discussions and much talking before we go ahead with it. That's all it's going to take. But the other one I haven't heard from yet, but if I hear from him soon, well, if he says yes, great. If not, I'll interview him another time. But he's definitely my first guest who I'm hoping to interview, but I haven't heard from yet, but I have interviewed him. I love when you have guests on. Thank you, Wanda. I love it when I have guests on too. One more for Andrea, and then we're going. Otherwise, we're a bit held up. So, Andrea, one more for Andrea. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Andrea. Very many happy returns for your special day. Thank you very, very much for watching, everybody. And I shall certainly see you in the next live stream. And hopefully next week, it will be, I'll be able to podcast interview one of my guests. Ta-ta for now, another time. I'm in bliss. Oh, thank you, Kebby. Ta-ta for now. I'll see you next week, if we're lucky.
Well, that's all today. My internet friends and followers, thank you kindly for joining me, as always. Please be sure before you go to like, share, and subscribe. Invite your friends to join us next time. If you feel they would delight, we have shared tales of vintage trains, of culture, nature, and lore, of history's charm and verdant calm in moments we adore.